Today I figured we'd be going over redstone power, how to use it, how to power different blocks. I'm going to start off with a basic example, a redstone torch. Each one of these red glass blocks represents a block that would be powered by that torch. So you can see here it powers every block around it and the block above it. On the side of a block, it basically does the same thing. It powers every block around it and the block in front of it. So a torch will power every block that it is adjacent to. Where it starts to get a little more interesting is when you place a redstone torch under an opaque block, like the stone here. So you can see again that it is powering all the blocks around it, but because it's under an opaque block, it powers all the faces of that block as well. So it's got the top and all sides. That's pretty useful, but we can go a little bit farther. This is the same setup. The only difference is I've added a piece of redstone to the top of the block. And you can see now that all of these guys are powered, and you can actually see the redstone attaching to each one of them to power it. But it is important to note that the block here on top is not powered. Now, redstone can transit through up to one opaque block. So we've got a redstone torch on the bottom, just like we did over there. It's powering this stone block, so it's powering all the faces, just like it did over there. And then I have a piece of redstone, just like I did over there. The difference being that I replaced the glass blocks with an opaque block so that I could show you that each one of these blocks has all of their faces now being powered. I'm going to place some lanterns here so that you can see that indeed all of these faces are powered. Now, before we go much farther with this example, I want to talk about the ways that you can power a block. You don't have to use a redstone torch. So I have a torch here powering a repeater that's just faced into a redstone block. And you can see, again, powering all the faces. And this works as well with just straight redstone. So redstone torch powering a line of redstone at the block. And again, all faces are powered. The next thing that you need to know is about redstone inversion. What is that? So if you have a block that has a piece or redstone torch on it, like these guys, and you power that block, the state of these torches is flipped. So you notice how they turned off? It's because this torch is applying power to the block, and because the block is powered, the redstone torches that are attached to its faces turn to the off state. Now, that doesn't maybe seem super useful right out of the box, but I'm going to show you a practical example here. So what we have here is a minecart with a chest full of shovels, and it's sitting on a piece of unpowered rail right now. When I flip this switch, it will power it. We have some powered redstone rails. It goes up onto a hopper, and then we have another powered rail. The hopper is feeding into this chest. We have a comparator sitting here watching the hopper. If you're not sure what a comparator is or how it works, watch my other video. Now the output of this comparator is pointing directly into this stone block, and if you look over here, I have a redstone torch. That redstone torch is powering the block above it. And on top of it, I have a line of redstone. That's what's powering this rail. See, it unpowered, it repowered. With a minecart, if you have an unpowered rail, it acts like a brake. And if you have power, it acts as an accelerator. When you have a brake in the redstone, like I have here with a regular rail, when the cart comes up and it hits a powered piece of rail, and there's something blocking it on the other side, it reverses direction. So what will happen is when I come over here and flip this switch, this minecart's going to be sent over. It's going to jump up onto the hopper. The hopper will begin removing the shovels and putting them in the chest. Since that's happening, this comparator here is going to output some redstone signal saying, hey, this hopper, it's not empty. When it outputs that signal, it's going to turn this torch to the off state, which will unpower this line and unpower the rail. That will effectively make this so that it stops the minecart until it is completely emptied. So here we go. So go over. You can see my redstone torch is off, powered off here as items are going out, and then as soon as it's empty, it's going to send it back because it's going to repower. This is a very simple way to build a cart unloading system. We will be going into more detail with a more complex auto-loading, auto-unloading system as we get through a few more lessons.